This is Sierra Ramsey. When I was being hypnotized by an FBI agent, Kyle Whaley, at least I was told his name is Kyle Whaley, at Yada Networks Incorporated from 2000 to 2002, he told me that this was my daughter. When Jeanette introduced me to her, she said, "Don't worry, she's not yours." Well, according to Kyle Whaley, she is. Anyway, I met her in 1989. Jeanette Ramsey is the mother. Dennis Britt is her uncle. I was introduced to Dennis Britt many years ago. In fact, I met Jeanette just before Christmas Eve. And our first date was like Christmas Eve, and I went over to her house, and Dennis Britt was there. He said, "I want you to know what it felt like to be hugged by a green anaconda." Well, Dennis Britt was at Alcatel as soon as I got to Alcatel, so Dennis Britt knows exactly what's going on. Another thing I'd like to say is that Harvey Burkhart is Jeanette Ramsey's real father. And yeah, I heard that he used to give $1 million bill out with his face on it because he offered $1 million reward for any information to, have me put in jail for some reason. I really don't know why he would go to this extent to have me hypnotized and brainwashed by somebody in his family, but he did. And he was pretending to be Bob at Rack Daddy's every Sunday from about 2006 until about 2019, when Intel Corporation fired me. This is Charles Ray. He called himself Tom Fuller in the 1988 Lone Grove High School yearbook, Lone Grove, Oklahoma. He was at Alcatel in the year 1997 when I started at Alcatel. I didn't realize who he was. He was working with Lee Trin. He was in her area, but I was working in a Cross Connect area. I ended up getting a job in research and development, and Charles Ray was already back there calling himself Charles Ray. At first, he was telling people his name was Tom Fuller, but he had a name tag that said Charles Ray for some reason on his desk. And he's the person who contacted the FBI and U.S. Marshals and just bad stuff to me. Pretended to be my friend all that time, but he was not my friend. He was trying to set me up the entire time. Charles Ray had brought his cousin down. His cousin was Greg McGee. Greg McGee, so I was joking around with a few people in school. I was in like the 8th or 9th grade or something like that. And they was like, "Hey, Brett, do you know what a base station is?" "I don't know. I don't know what it is." And I said, "Maybe you should just hang a bunch of them on the Baytown Bridge." "I have no idea what they are." I was just a kid joking around. He got mad at me. He said he was going to be like the first who, did all the base station stuff when he got older. And I was an idiot. He was going to pay me back one day. Anyway, this Greg McGee said he was going to pay me back one day and teach me a lesson, and it turned out that this Greg McGee was my boss all this time, from Signal Technology, 2005, actually 2004 to 2005 time frame, all the way to 2015 time frame, 2016 time frame, Greg McGee. So Greg is in a conspiracy to deprive me of my life, liberty, and property without due process of the law, and he knows that they tried to kill me with alcohol poisoning. He's in on it. And I heard Greg McGee was one of the people that was at the post office in which the engineer tried to rape Han Wong while she was passed out on the floor of a post office. That was around 2008, 2009 time frame. Han Wong would remember that. Richard was still in her stomach. Now this is where it gets very interesting, because my first job out of college was at the University of Texas, the Petroleum Engineering Department, and Glenn Baum was my boss. Now Glenn Baum introduced me to a Jenny Lim, and I had to help her with the audio-visual stuff a few times. Crazy thing about this is Jenny Lim turned out to be my pool captain in the year 2012, 2013 in the pool leagues. The crazy thing is Charles Ray's father dated somebody named Trudy who was at the University of Texas in Glenn Baum's department. So Charles Ray probably knows Glenn Baum. And I also remember Glenn Baum saying he was from this area somewhere in Oklahoma. This is a picture worth about 1,000,000 words. The reason why is because 4 of these people know each other that know people from 4 different areas of 2 different states. And it links everybody. First is this lady here. She knows Earl Taliaferro and Noni Taliaferro. She was singing a Journey song, "Girl Can't Help It," and Earl Taliaferro would play the bass, parts to that line. And then they would kind of stop, and she said she couldn't keep singing the song because it'd be seen like she was singing to a girl or a woman or something like that. But anyway, she's from the Ada, Oklahoma area, and she knows Noni Taliaferro and Earl Taliaferro and Deanna Cardona and Blake Anderson, and it looks like the dude from Mama T's. Now, I was at Mama T's around November 16th of 2022, November, sometime in that time frame, to Thanksgiving. I left the day after Thanksgiving because a cop came in. And what this police officer did was he came in like he was trying to investigate something. He was in a police uniform. And as soon as he saw me, he started backing away like he didn't exist till he went behind a wall. And I turned around and I went away. The crazy thing is, if he's a police officer investigating something, he should be standing there in his police uniform, not hiding. But he backed away, like slowly trying to hide, like he wasn't there when he was there at Mama T's. And that was what made me leave Mama T's. I was homeless. And that was in 2022, right after I got out of Murray County Jail. Deanna Cardona links every pool player in Austin, including this African-American sheriff, deputy or police officer. He calls himself Kent Patterson. When I was arrested in Waco, Texas, January of 2022, trying to make the police tell the truth, Kent Patterson came in there and witnessed them. He stood there in a sheriff uniform, witnessed them tackle me when I was injured. I could barely walk. I mean, I was injured so bad I couldn't walk straight for 7. I would take a wrong step, I would fall. But he witnessed them tackle me and inject me with medication I do not need because he is withholding the truth and the evidence. And he is a police officer in Austin, Texas, somewhere. Now, they brought in multiple people to witness this, multiple police officers to witness this. He was the one I recognized, Kent Patterson. Now, this is a really good person to start trying to talk to, Maritza Cardona, because once I got into Paces Cove Apartments, they changed it to Rise Apartments, but it's Paces Cove. It was there in Dallas. That was my first chance at trying to start over again. I moved in July 2021, and they kicked me out because nobody wants to tell the truth. So this Maritza, when I first moved in, I said, "Do you know Deanna Cardona?" She said, "Oh, I'm going to have to remove her from my Facebook page." But then I started thinking about it, and I remember April saying something to me many years ago. When me and April moved into our apartment complex in Austin, Texas in 2006, it was Renaissance Apartments. April said, "I want you to remember that lady's name." I believe it was Maritza Cardona. I believe it was the same person that was there at Lamplight Village Apartments in Austin, Texas. Blake Anderson, he was working at AQS Incorporated. Now, this is a very interesting story because Blake Anderson was not there until a certain event happened. And this is it's a crazy event. So I'm going to go in small detail, not too much detail. One day, someone kind of made me upset. You know, they acted like they wanted to try to talk to me, and I kept trying to talk to the person, but they worked 30 minutes early than I got there. So I got in, and I caught them before they went into work, and they said, "Oh, no, never mind." You know, I was like, Oh, okay, so you made me look stupid in the company, right? So but anyway, there was somebody else that I really liked, more than her. So what I did was I knew that you don't want to get in trouble for any kind of sexual harassment at work. So what I did was for David Lim and his wife, Yu Young, I bought them $100 Red Lobster gift card, and for her son, I bought her $100 gift card at the same time, and I gave both of them out to both people at the same time. I said, "This is for you and for you and your wife, you young." And I gave one to son. I said, "This is for you." And I wanted to see what she was going to do. Then everything went crazy. So what happened after that event? Because I didn't ask for anything. I said, "This is just a gift. It's just a gift to say thank you." And what after that was the very next day, we got a new plant manager who showed up, and Blake Anderson showed up, and the place filled up with people. Like a big show was about to take place. And then they gave $100 gift, because this was right before Thanksgiving. So all of a sudden they give $100 gift card free for everybody for Amazon for Thanksgiving. Well, I was like, something's not right about this. And then they tried to give another one a little bit later down the line. But see, the thing, it had already, the woman, I already figured out that they were lying to me. They knew the truth, and they were just playing games. The problem is, Blake Anderson knows all of these people, and here it is in the year 2024. He let me get arrested, tortured by the police, and I'm homeless. This is Adara K. Harper and Drake Harper. Drake Harper is related to Jason Miller and Haley Miller, which used to be Haley Harper. And Haley Harper is related to a police officer in Carter County, Oklahoma, or he used to be. It was her brother, I believe. And Derek Hay is Sean Finnerty's daughter. And I'm not too thrilled that I'm being watched everywhere I go and listened to everywhere I go for every detail of my life by relatives of police officers from Carter County, Oklahoma. This is Jeff Hunt, and Jeff Hunt is related to Greg Biffle. Now, Jeff and Janelle and Sean and Tanya used to go to NASCAR events every year. Every year they had season tickets to the NASCAR race in Texas until Dale Earnhardt died. And then they weren't friends anymore, and then they didn't go to NASCAR events anymore. And then Sean put his NASCAR collection up, and he said, "I just wanted you to see me do this." So, well, you just getting rid of it? He goes, "Yep, it served its purpose." He probably said something like, "I hate you," or something, I don't know. But Jeff Hunt was also at the Daytona race in which Dale Earnhardt Sr. faked his death. So Jeff Hunt knows Dale Earnhardt faked his death. Sean Finnerty knows that Dale Earnhardt faked his death. And they've let me sit here homeless for 5 years, wait for some to tell the truth.